First, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and sincerity. Shout out to Yakim, that's still going out there on the four quarters of the earth, risking your lives to do so in a time that is just about up, as we know that Donald Trump is about to make an announcement that they're going to go into war, not just against Syria to take out Damascus, but against Tehran, under the pretext of the nuclear facility that Benjamin, not a Jew, is lying about. You could best believe that the whole reason why the cabinet was replaced and all that was for Benjamin, not a Jew, to attack Iran. It's always been about a war with Iran, because we know that's what the Bible prophecy says, especially in Ezekiel 38, but also in Jeremiah 49, and in many other chapters, that what they would do is they would eventually take down Damascus, and they would be brought into the valley of Yehoshaphat, and pretty much we're seeing this unfold under pretext. It's very similar to the mother of all battles, Desert Storm. That's what it was referred to. You know, it was a mother of all battles because of the fact that that was in the valley of Yehoshaphat, you know. And we saw the beginnings of that in 1990 under the pretext that Saddam took Kuwait. And keep in mind, though, that Saddam was a Saudi prince, okay? The United States put in Saddam to go after Iran. There was an 8-year war between Iran and Iraq, also known as the Gulf War. The United States put Saddam Hussein in. He failed to get the job done. That's why they set him up back in 1990. To take him out of power, to put in another puppet government in Iraq. But they didn't take out Saddam until about 2003. Under the pretext of, quote-unquote, Al-Qaeda. That he was affiliated with Al-Qaeda and he had chemical weapons. You know, very similar to what's happening now with Iran having nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Assad has chemical weapons. It's just the same shit over and over again. But however, though, this time, when the United States makes its move, when the United States and the Israeli state, the least of their flock, drawing them out, makes this move, that will be the end all. So, we're seconds away from Donald Trump about to make that announcement. You know, that he's going to draw a red line, you know, like always. And draw a red line for Iran to comply with, you know, weapons inspectors teams. You know, all the shit that he did to Saddam. You know, going to draw a red line, you know, to have all this and all that. And ultimately, though, they're going to say that he's not cooperating with the inspectors, just like they're trying to do with Bashar al-Assad, you know, saying that, oh, they're not allowing the OPCW in there, even though it's been proved that the Duma chemical attack was, in fact, staged. They're going to keep on doing this with Iran. And so you know that Donald Trump is going to make the announcement that they're going to go into Iran to remove the chemical weapon or the nuclear weapons themselves. That's what the game plan is. And the line has been drawn out. So before all this happens, well, the economic crash, which we are seeing that, we just haven't seen it hit till about 3 weeks from now when the tariffs actually go through. And imports from China, which includes pork, which if you're a fellow Jake, you should not be eating pork anyways, but as well as many other foods, fruits, eggs, you know, all those things are going to be very, very expensive. Not to mention the petrol yuan is rising up in value. I keep forwarding videos talking about this, you know. And so, well, what can we do in the meantime? The only thing we can do is build each other up, but, you know, as it's been stated before, we're not exactly going to be out there teaching when they shut down the internet. That's another thing that's coming, is that, of course, they're going to shut down more and more channels and streams and videos. You know, they're going to clean up the alternative media to where you won't be able to get all the information, you know. But, you know as well as I do that mainstream news is run by the Israeli state, by those fake-ass Jews, the Amalekites, you know, the least of their flock. And why are they the least of the flock? Well, that's because, King Saul was ordered to slay all of them. He damn near did. But there was still a few left. And so that's why they're called the least of the flock. Because Amalek is the head tribe of Esau. But unlike Judah being the most big part of the 12 tribes of Israel, the Amalekites are very, very small. You could call them the 1%. And everybody else is 99%. But they throw everybody into the 99%. Which includes other Edomites as well as all nationalities of the 99%. You have the 1%, the Illuminati, the global elite. Your Rothschilds, Rockefellers, that family, And of course, a lot of kings live deliciously, such as the Saudi kings, which Saddam was once a Saudi king. But he was removed from power, quite simply put, because he didn't get the job done against Iran. After an 8-year war with Iran, he couldn't even get it done. Iran's about 3 times the size of Iraq, but make no mistake about it that the main reason that they're after Iran to begin with has to do with the fact that in 1979 the Ayatollah had declared independence, aka Islamic Revolution was led, and they got out. They got out of being a puppet government, There was a coup d'etat back in the 50s, which was brought by yours truly, the United States, the whore, Babylon the Great. And for years, Iran was a puppet government until 1979. They've been wanting control of Iran ever since then because they knew, though, that sanctioning them and all that would not stop them from being able to do imports. Because China, which is Moab, will always do trades. Whatever the best price is, whatever they can get it for, they're going to do trades with. And Russia has always been an ally with Persia, aka Magog. And so we can see, though, that it's at the very end of this. The petrodollar is soon to become number 2. It's still number 1, but it's still soon to be number 2. The petro-yuan will rise. And we're going to see this in just a matter of days now. We're already seeing more and more businesses shut down. I wasn't even looking for this, but come to find out, though, that another place that had been on Eureka Way here in Reading, that's not there anymore. Not even the recycling center that's behind it. Went to go look yesterday, and then sure enough, that was closed too. And that's a grocery store, by the way. Sunset Market was a grocery store. That's been closed for a while. Well, of course, it's it's a smaller grocery store, but it's to that side of town. It's like one of the last places you can stop by before you get into Old Shasta on your way to Whiskeytown or to the coast. It's the last place in Reading that you can stop at to get whatever needs you have. But nonetheless, though, that's closed. Rayleigh's was downsized to just 1 store. Safeway still is 2 stores here in Reading, but you're going to see a lot of changes when these prices go up. They will not be able to compete, and it's going to close down grocery stores. There's going to be food shortages, I just talked about the fact that even at those giveaways, that eventually they're going to start turning people away, and what they can give away ain't very much. Everything is changing. So, the only thing we can do now is pray that we're counted worthy to escape, most of all. I'm praying in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash, and just continuing to do this. We won't be able to do it much longer, so make every bit count, is all I can say. Make no mistake about it. Trump will be making that announcement not too long from now, under the pretext of Iran having nuclear weapons. Shalom.